Yamaha 1000 brake, yeah! Hey, so I decided I was gonna make a video explaining how to wheelie a 1000 because, I don't know, it's not really a bike most people should be trying to wheelie. And most people wheelie it like this. We'll just start off with that. Most people wheelie a 1000 about like this. Because it's really easy to wheelie it because it has so much power, but you end up going about 120, that was like 128, until it runs out of gear and sets down. Or they just shift gears and it ends up going stupid fast. But that is not wheeling a 1000, that is chasing a wheelie with a 1000. Now if you can get up behind like traffic like this. Oh, and the power settings are key here because they really do have too much power, but this R1 has A standard and B mode's the weak one. All you want to do is put that thing in B. That's the start for starters. B mode is just way less responsive. It's more tame, more calm. It doesn't sound like, it doesn't feel like you're about to die. Anyway, this is more of an advanced class. You're gonna need to know how to use foot brake. You're gonna need to know how to coast. Let a bike float behind balance point. But overall, this R1's pretty tamed in B mode. I think, as long as you cover your brake and you just stay easy in the throttle, it does a pretty decent job sitting here. Anyway, the oil light turns on these R1s, so you can't do that for very long, you're going to scatter the head. It's like, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You can do like a power wheelie and this oil light will turn on. But, yeah, so that's the gist of it. You don't want to, don't do throttle ups, no nothing. Use your clutch up, get the balance point, and then push the bike back. If we're talking about the R1, it's got a whole lot of engine brake. So it really requires very little foot brake at all. It just kind of sits there. So you push it really hard to try to slow down. The other 1000s that aren't cross-plane, that are like the regular inline 4s, they might be a little easier to do it. Anyway, once your oil light's off, then you're ready to try again. So we're going about 60, so that's second gear's plenty. Just a good little flick, a little bounce. It's really windy, as you can see by the way I'm leaning way off the side. Wow! Yeah, we're about to go to the lot. Now, try to go over some better details, so maybe we could have a bunch of 1000 killers out there, boy, coasting it. Alright, so now that we're at the lot here, once again, remember, put your 1000cc in a low power mode. And I think I said it in the beginning, but I'll say it again. You have to be very good at foot brake. You need to understand foot brake like it's a religion. Alright? See how smooth it is? You just barely crack the throttle. Just barely. to go to knee knocker. Pull it on up to balance point. It's pretty high on the leader bikes due to their weight, and not to mention their engine brake is real hard, or at least on this R1 the engine brake's really hard. I don't know about the other 1000s, they're probably not as hard, but the balance point is still going to be really high. And then I'm off throttle on brake, off throttle on brake. That's how I do it. Never be on your brake and your throttle. It's one or the other. Also how you learn to coast too. Like if you're trying to work brake and throttle all at the same time, you're gonna have issues. But if you kick it back to where you're off the throttle and you're on the brake slightly and it's just sitting there, then you're coasting. Only your clutches are pulled in, but that's still a coast. So see, let's get a little speed. We're at 40. And we landed around 29, and that was too fast, honestly, but wasn't bad. Another thing, you got to be comfortable on your bike too. Like, you can't, I mean, you're not going to learn how to wheel this thing good. Ooh, kill it. You're not going to learn how to wheel this thing good if this is your first bike is a 1000 and you're just trying to do wheelies and stuff. You're just gonna loop it because it's a lot of power to deal with, and even an experienced person can loop it out if they don't know foot brake. When I say experienced, as in like been doing fast wheelies forever, it can just happen. A little blip of the throttle and you're done. Yeah, Braz, that's how you wheelie a 1000. I mean, there's really, it's not something that you just need to have and then know how to wheelie. You really need to start on something smaller and get foot brake down to, you know, perfection. And then once you get it down, I don't care what size bike it is, you can wheelie it. And you don't need no fancy brake setup, you don't need steel braided lines, you don't need nothing. It's just the stock. This is all stock, sprocket stock, everything's stock. Only thing that's done to this bike is just exhaust. You don't have to do anything to be able to wheelie. You just have to learn the skills. Practice, 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 practice. And of course, I don't even own a 1000, so if I can just get on a rental and do it, there's no reason why someone that doesn't own a 1000 can practice, practice, practice and get it down sooner than me. Anyway, yeah, Braz, that's the gist of it. I mean, there's really nothing else for you to do. You just got to get those steps down. Hey, and don't loop your 1000. Foot brake. Don't forget foot brake. Don't loop your 1000. They're expensive.